the word fetichio is where fetish comes from, which is a Portuguese word that when colonizers and colonized clashed through the invasion, they wanted to refer the colonizers to the relationship of the colonized to object as fetishists. But many people have understood it as animism, which is the relationship of all things, therefore human and non-human, and anything can be animate. It doesn't matter whether it's considered living or dead. So it also transgresses those boundaries as well as animate and inanimate. And then also, so for instance, witchcraft could also be another way of addressing this. So it's a sort of power of the oppressed, a pedagogy of the oppressed, this relationship to all things, and that addresses the vibrancy of the world. And then Marx wanted to create a concept to address the capitalist relationships to objects and how they generate desire or produce desire in the population. So very racistly he decided to use this word because it's a word that it was used to undermine their relationship and their agential capacities of thingness. So
he used it to describe commodity fetishism.
Yeah, and commodity fetishism is this concept. So
Karl Marx used the word fetishism. He took it from this like way of like relating to objects and like it's a spirituality really of like the interconnectedness of things and the potential of things to be animate, and he took that to talk about the way in which in capitalism, in his critique, to talk about the way in which in capitalism objects produce desires, and like that's how it was undermining and racist in the way in which he appropriated the term to demonize fetishism, like in relationship to capitalism,
and also how the word fetishism is also related to feminization, in the sense that like indigenous communities have historically been feminized, and also
their relationship to the land.
Yeah, through their relationship to the land and through a sort of castration. Thinking of this idea of black, right? The capitalist idea of debt, black debt, but also in relationship to how capitalism, in order to sell something, has to put like usually a bio woman, able body, idealized, and as a way to like say that if you get a car, then you get a woman along with it, a bio woman. So also it can be understood in relationship to porn, because it's one of the genres that most uses the word fetish or concept, but which also has been undermined as a genre, porn, due to its excesses. And also thinking about this like excesses in relationship to how like people who have been dispossessed of their land are usually considered not having enough. So the excess and the not enough are kind of inhabit a very similar positionality. And also, yeah.
I think this one relates a lot to the like interconnectedness of things and like the body's relationship to objects.
Yeah, and how, because affect has to do with the capacity to affect and be affected, right? So like anything can generate or produce desire, and that is not necessarily like, we're not trying to put a judgment on this. It's more like how different people have understood it and acknowledge how something can affect, you know. So kind of being aware that the body doesn't necessarily end nor start at the skin, because something that might not be necessarily touching you might give you a visual stimulation and make you have a psychosomatic response, which is like a bodily response.
Good night.